Hey there, hope you're having a great night. Just doing this quick Facebook Live because tomorrow the weather pattern is getting a bit active. We have some winter weather back in the forecast tomorrow. Snow chances return tomorrow night, and tomorrow's a big day, Super Bowl Sunday. So a lot of people have plans tomorrow evening. So I thought I'd hop on here and do a Facebook Live breaking down tomorrow night, especially because that's when we are expecting some rain to transition to some snow. So you might be wondering why today was so cold. Friday was very nice and mild. Today, it was a whole lot colder because we had that cold front pass through, a sign of a pretty active pattern change. And the active weather continues tomorrow into Monday with some chances for some snow. So, the National Weather Service earlier this afternoon did issue a winter weather advisory. This will take effect tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. and continue through Monday at noon. So in the purple area, we are expecting a heavy, wet snow. Now, I'm welcoming this heavy, wet snow because the last time the last time we had a winter weather advisory, we had that icing event. Now, this time, we're not expecting ice. We're expecting rain to make a transition to some wet, heavy snow. You know, that good snowball snow, that good snowman building snow. You have some questions about the heavy, wet snow. So is wet snow bad for power lines? Yeah, if we get a lot of wet snow and if that piles up on some tree limbs, that could knock down some power lines for sure. But we're not really expecting a lot of accumulation with this event. So I'm not. I do think it's going to be a main. Most people will see a low impact event. Some people might see a moderate impact event with this. But definitely, it's going to be a lot better than our last winter weather advisory because we had that icing and that was pretty bad. So for tomorrow, not expecting ice, but we are expecting some rain to be moving in. So right now, here's the radar. Let me put this map into motion, showing you what's going on. Now, this afternoon, it was pretty quiet. And right now, it's pretty quiet. Not a whole lot going on. Partly clear. Notice in the River Valley, seeing a few light showers. And as we go throughout the overnight tonight, we might see a stray shower. But tomorrow is when the rain chances go up. So here is the 2 day precipitation forecast for Northwest Arkansas. Notice tomorrow morning, rain chances will be creeping up. Tomorrow afternoon is looking like a washout for some people. So, especially by around 5 p.m., those rain chances tomorrow are going to be going way up. Super Bowl kickoff tomorrow evening is going to be raining for most people. And then as we head into the overnight hours, temperatures are going to be cooling down to around freezing. So we are expecting a changeover from some rain to some snow tomorrow night into Monday morning. Definitely expecting precipitation. The question is the snowfall totals, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. As the models, they're starting to align on the snowfall totals. But for right now, here is a view. This is Fort Smith. Notice how mild it is. It's still 52. Northeast wind is lights, and in Northwest Arkansas, it is a whole lot colder. Rogers 39, Fayetteville 42. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be a bit cold, but it should be above freezing. And as we expand the view, the system that we're watching is across west central Texas. And it is a pretty strong system because if you take a close look at west central Texas, Taylor County, there is a severe storm. So the system is pretty strong and it is heading our way, but we're not expecting severe weather for us. Tomorrow morning, there might be a thunderstorm mainly in the River Valley, but we are expecting the main impacts from this to be the winter precip. So look at all this energy moving in. The strong defined system is making its way through tomorrow. Now, what we've been watching with this system is the track of the low. Now, last night it was taking more of a southerly track, more of a Red River track. So the Red River is the border between Oklahoma and Texas. And usually when the 700 millibar low tracks across that, that's when we see some higher snowfall totals for Northwest Arkansas. But notice how this low is kind of lifting to the northeast. So it's kind of going through our forecast area. And because of that, snowfall totals, we did bump them down a little bit as the system exits the area. Here's Monday, 7 p.m. Cloud cover should be clearing out as that low takes a turn to the north and east. But here's tonight. Again, a stray shower looks to be possible for us. And here is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Notice those winds, they're going to start to pick up tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is going to be a cloudy day, and the rain is going to be on the increase. Here is 11:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Some pockets of some heavy rain look to be possible, mainly in the River Valley. Might hear some thunder, but again, we're not expecting severe storms tomorrow. Going throughout the day, Sunday, rain looks widespread. So it's going to be quite the rainy day tomorrow. Going to be soggy. If you're going to go outside, make sure to pack the rain gear. You're going to need the umbrella, especially during the afternoon and evening as the rain becomes widespread. Now, as we head into the Sunday night time frame, here's after midnight. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday into Monday. So Monday, 3 a.m., temperatures beginning to fall to below freezing. And they're still pretty marginal at this time. So it's going to take some pretty heavy rates to cause accumulation. So there are some things that are happening here that make me think that the snowfall totals aren't going to be that high. One is the track of the low. Two is these temperatures. They're just a little bit too warm to have the heavy snowfall rate, the heavy snowfall totals. And as we head into Monday morning, chances for snow continue. It should be drying out Monday afternoon as the skies slowly clear. Now, here's a few models showing some snowfall totals. Here is the graph model, our in-house model, showing around 2 to 4 inches, locally higher total as possible. Now, I'd take this model with a grain of salt because this is using the 10 to 1 snowfall ratio. So it's taking any liquid and converting it straight to snow, not taking into account melting or compaction or anything like that. So this might be a bit overdone. European model doing a little better job, showing a bullseye over the Boston Mountains, around 2 to 4 inches. GFS. Now, the 18Z GFS and the 0Z GFS had the track of this low further north. Now, you can see this is a brand new run that I haven't seen yet. It's looking like it's increasing the totals for a northern portion of the forecast area. And again, it's just a model run. Here is the NAM model showing some higher totals in our northern counties. So here are 4 of probably our most trustworthy models showing definitely some snow accumulation in northwest Arkansas. Now, here's the map that we made. So Dan updated this morning, and I updated it a little bit earlier. So we're seeing northwest Arkansas, mainly around 1 to 2 inches of snow, higher terrain areas 2 to 3. But you just saw the latest GFS track kind of have that low tracking a bit further south. So still a little uncertainty with the track of this low, and with the marginal temperatures, there's definitely still a little bit of uncertainty with the snowfall totals. But I do think that there's going to be a cutoff. I think south of Interstate 40, not going to see a whole lot of snow, mainly just a rain and snow mix. So the higher totals definitely are going to be in our northern counties. And around 2 to 3 inches is going to be the higher total rates for us. So yeah, tonight, not really expecting a whole lot. But tomorrow is definitely going to be a rainy day, periods of rain, and then the snow is going to be moving in late. So will there be damaging winds for this snow and rainstorm? No, I'm not expecting damaging winds. It will be a bit breezy, though. The northeast breeze will be ushering in some colder air, but not expecting damaging winds for that. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Get your coat out. Stay warm. Yep. Yes, sir. It's gonna be a bit chilly tomorrow, especially with that breeze and with that rain. And especially tomorrow night as we cool down to below freezing. Do they think we will have school Monday morning? Well, see, there's some things that work in the favor of canceling the school here. And one is the timing of this snow. It's going to be coming down at around 5 a.m. to around 10 a.m. That is like, I think, the best chance of snow. So, and if they treat the roads during the day Sunday, all that road treat is going to wash away because it's going to be raining throughout the day. So it's going to wash away all the salt, and it's going to snow when the buses are bringing kids to school. So they are going to have to consider that. Now, we're not in control of that. The school districts are in control of that. So, but yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility, especially in Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, that they'll probably be going to school, but we'll have to wait and see. We're about due for a March blizzard. Oh no. Yeah, it's been a very mild winter, and if we look forward to next week, we are going to be looking out once again. Check out the temperatures going way up to the 60s once again. Wednesday is Valentine's Day. It's going to be nice and mild, mid 60s, and then another system looks to be moving in late week next week. We're going to have to watch out for that. Yep. Yeah, we got some people who are just joining in. So if you're just joining in, doing this Facebook Live because we are expecting a winter storm system to move in tomorrow, giving us some chances for some snow tomorrow night. And still some uncertainties with the track of this low in the 10 a.m. Temperatures are looking very marginal with this storm system. And what I mean by marginal is I mean that they're kind of going to be hovering around freezing. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint the snowfall totals. But I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to show you some models, and I'm going to show you what we forecasted and see what you think about that. There's a 7-day right there. Let me just go back to the beginning. Earlier this afternoon, the National Weather Service, they did issue a winter weather advisory. It's for the area in purple, and this will take effect tomorrow at 9 p.m., continuing through Monday noon. So chances for snow are going to be Sunday night into Monday morning. So the Monday morning drive, there could be some issues. And the good news is, though, the last time we had a winter weather advisory, it was the ice. This time, we're not expecting ice. We're expecting rain to make a transition to snow. And I'm going to show you some future tracks in just a second. Right now, here's the current radar. A few showers in the River Valley. So tonight, just might see a few passing showers. But tomorrow, the rain chances are going to be going way up. And when I say up, I mean definitely are going to be seeing rain tomorrow. And then tomorrow night into Monday, temperatures are going to be cooling down to close to freezing. So there will be a chance for some snow tomorrow. Now there's Fort Smith. Here is Rogers. Notice how the cold air still filtering in. So we had a cold front move through last night, and we had some clearing in Northwest Arkansas. That's why it's cooling down so quickly in Northwest Arkansas, because we're partly cloudy. River Valley is still seeing a few clouds. So I do think that the colder temperatures are going to be in Northwest Arkansas tonight for sure. People are saying, bring it. People want snow. Rusty, yeah, I could use some snow too. Yep. Yeah, here's right now. So right now you can see partly cloudy in Northwest Arkansas, pretty cloudy in the River Valley. And the system is going to be moving in tomorrow. You can see it off in West Central Texas. And it is a pretty strong system, because if you take a closer look, there is some severe weather ongoing in portions of West Central Texas and the Concho Valley of Texas. There are a few areas of severe storms. All right. So will this system affect travel for school buses in the Alma Rudy area Monday morning? I think for that area, the accumulations are going to be very little, if any at all. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So look at all this energy moving in, and we're paying attention to the track of this low. It's looking like it's kind of taking more of a northeasterly track across the forecast area tomorrow. So mainly our northern counties are going to see the best chance of snow. So here is the HRRR model showing some rain chances moving in Sunday. Sunday afternoon, it's looking like a washout for some. And then Sunday night, here is the snow moving in. So here's 3 o'clock in the morning Sunday, or 3 o'clock in the morning Monday. Starting to see a transition to some snow and some wintry mixing going on in Northwest Arkansas. Now, notice the temperatures in the River Valley, the model doesn't have them quite getting cold enough for accumulating snow. And I think they're doing a good job because the accumulation totals kind of agree. So the Alamo Rudy area, not expecting a whole lot of snow accumulation. So I think the roads will be pretty good Monday morning. But if the track of the system moves south, then it could be a different story. Now we are getting closer to when the system arrives, so the confidence is increasing on where the system will actually track. And here's the graph model showing mainly northwest Arkansas, seeing the snow, 2 to 4 inches. Now take this with a grain of salt because this is the 10-to-1 snow ratio. So it is pretty much just taking any liquid that falls and converting it directly into snow. Is not taken into account for compaction, for melting, and there will be a whole lot of melting because temperatures, you just saw them, they're not going to be all that cold. So it's going to take a lot of, it's going to take a high snowfall rate to have the snow accumulate. Here's the European model. I think it's doing a pretty good job showing the bullseye in the Boston Mountains. Northwest Arkansas, just a couple inches. And here's what we said as a weather team. Here's what our snowfall map is. So in northwest Arkansas, 1 to 2 inches north of Interstate 40, south of Washington County, just the dusting, and then a wintry mix for Interstate 40 and southward because temperatures just aren't going to cool down all that much in the river valley to cause accumulating snow. Yep, I would definitely agree, JT. Mostly a Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri event. Yep, for sure. Yeah, it's looking like the track of that low. And again, we're seeing this is the wraparound stuff. So the wraparound usually doesn't overperform, and that's what we're seeing. I'm staying up. Brooke is staying up for the 12:30 Euro. I'm feeling a more southern track. You feeling a more southern track? Yeah, see, if that happens, you know your weather. If that happens, then we're gonna get some more snow. Yep. And I wouldn't mind the snow. I mean, it's not gonna be the ice. It's gonna be that nice snowball snow, the snowman making snow, and the good ambient snow. And as far as the accumulation, again, still not expecting enough to cause any kind of widespread power outage concerns. So as of right now, we're kind of thinking it's going to be a low impact event. Um, some areas, the higher terrain areas of the Boston Mountains, like northeast Benton County, up in those areas, might see some higher totals. Um, I love snow. Yeah, yeah, it's been a pretty quiet winter. We really haven't seen that much snow. Um, we had the icing events a couple weeks ago, and then before that, we had some decent snow. We had about 4 inches in Washington County, and so yeah, here's the third event. Or we had a couple of minor events earlier in January. So this one, the snowfall totals, um, it's really not going to last all that much longer after it falls because the temperatures are going to be warming up quickly. We're going to be getting into the 40s quickly Monday afternoon. We were sledding at 2 inches a few weeks ago. It doesn't sound like much, but it was enough. Nice. Yes, I think it might be just enough to get out there in the morning and just make a snowman, have a make a few snowballs because by Monday afternoon, I think it's going to be pretty much melted because temperatures are going to be going up. You can see Monday is in the 40s. The RRFF, the RRFSA Pomo's I-44 corridor with 12 to 14 inches on the 0Z. If that shifts south, we can see 8 inches. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at a few of those models. JT, was that the 10-to-1 ratio or is that snow depth? Just wondering because keep in mind that this is going to be a very low snow ratio event, and with the temperatures being so marginal, there's going to be a lot of melting and compaction, and the accumulations are going to be a lot less than what the 10-to-1 shows, even than what the Kuchera shows. It's not really going to show it that well. But yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I saw a few of those models were showing a pretty heavy band of snow, but again, it was mainly north of us. But if you saw the latest if you saw the latest GFS model, the track was a little bit further south. I usually divide the 10-to-1 totals by two. Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea. Yes, yeah, especially with these snow ratios, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean by these temperatures being very marginal. If you care to see a QT sounding, I took this earlier. Here is Fayetteville. This is the NAM model, and it is at 7 a.m. Monday morning. So that's that line, that blue line right here. That is the freezing line. So if you are to the left of that, you're frozen. If you're to the right of that, you are liquid. And notice those two dots on the lower left hand of the screen. Those two dots do indicate snow. So let's go back in time. So here is 10 p.m. Sunday, where it's definitely going to be raining. So at this point in time, the rain is going to be falling down. But notice how the air at the surface and the levels and in the upper air is above freezing. So definitely not expecting frozen precip. And then as we go forward in time, notice how the upper levels attempt to get to below freezing. Now, one thing I did notice with this model run is to get the dynamic cooling for it to cool down quickly, we have to have some dry air in the lower levels, and this model isn't really showing the dry air. So if that happens, and then the cooling will be even less, and then we're expecting more rain. Now just keep that in mind. This is the NAM model. It's just one model. So the other models might be showing the dry air, but this model is showing it cooling down slowly. Finally, getting down to below freezing around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Monday morning, transition to all snow. Now, we're not expecting any kind of ice because the air at the surface is just going to be a little bit too warm. And there's never really any inversion. Like there's no layer of warm air above the cold air for it to melt and refreeze. So it's definitely going to be a rain to a wet, heavy snow event. And I'll take that. I'll take that over the ice any day. And then as we go forward in time, the upper levels are going to be cold for Monday morning, and then the surface is going to be pretty marginal. Now, keep this in mind. This is Fayetteville sounding, so the higher terrain areas are going to be a little bit colder. So I do think the best chance for accumulating snow is going to be around daybreak into the mid to late morning, Monday morning. And that kind of throws a wrench into the whole, is there going to be school Monday deal? Because the snow is going to be falling when the kids are trying to go to school. And if you pre-treat the roads Sunday, the rain is going to wash all that off. So it's one of those deals where the snow is falling at the perfect time for them to cancel school. Rusty, I'm right there with you. Snow, not ice. Amen. Yes. Do not want that ice. Last time I barely made it home. Brianna, some people probably just joining. Yep, snowfall totals. That is the big question, and I will show you that. I'll show you that right now. Well, we got a question about soundings, so I'll go back to that. Look at Bentonville soundings. There was a huge cutoff between the two counties in most models. Brooke, that is a good idea if we have Bentonville soundings. Yeah, it's negative on the Bentonville soundings. Yeah, I'm sure I can get soundings from Springfield, but that's a little bit further north. So the best representation of the atmosphere that we can do for Northwest Arkansas is going to be Fayetteville soundings, and that's what the NAM shows. Um, Here's the HRRR, so it's a different model. Yeah, it's a short range HRRR. It's not going to quite reach it. Yeah, so let's go back to the snowfall totals. So yeah, not expecting ice, expecting a wet, heavy snow for the Monday morning time frame. Weather one, there's 7 day. Look at next week, looking very nice and mild. But as far as the totals, there it is. So again, it's going to be a wet, heavy snow. It's going to be rain throughout most of the day tomorrow. It's going to be raining. And then late Sunday night into Monday, transition to some snow. So you're going to know who the Super Bowl winner is as we change over to snow. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow evening. I think it's going to be tomorrow night around 2 o'clock in the morning for most areas. And on the bullseye, higher terrain areas of the Boston Mountains, so northeast Benton County, Ozark Mountains, the higher terrains. So mainly northwest Arkansas, 1 to 2 inches. A dusting areas just north of Interstate 40, and Interstate 40 and southward looks to be just a wintry mix. So accumulations in areas like Fort Smith, Alma, Van Buren, south of that in the River Valley. Not expecting a lot of accumulation with this snowfall event. Do you think it will stick to the roads or melt quickly? Good question. Well, let's look at a model, and I'll show you these temperatures. So here is tomorrow, or here's tonight. Again, you might see a stray shower tonight. Not expecting snow tonight. Going throughout the day Sunday, it's going to be raining and could rain heavy at times. Then as we head into Sunday night, here's when we see a transition to snow. Now, notice the marginalness of these temperatures. So we're not well below freezing. And because of that, I think it's going to take a pretty heavy snowfall rate for it to stick. And if we do get anything to stick, it's mainly going to be on grassy surfaces. But the roads, the overpasses, bridges, could get some accumulation on them. As far as the main roads, the highways, again, it could be some slush, but I'm still thinking limited impacts for the main roads. But again, the time that this is happening is going to be when people are driving to work, driving to school. So there definitely could be some issues, especially with the timing of this system. But I definitely do think that it will melt quickly because Monday afternoon, all that is going to stop, and then we should be in the mid to upper 30s for those highs. And I do think we should melt off. But notice Monday nights, it's going to be getting very cold, mid 20s. So any kind of leftover moisture is going to definitely refreeze Monday night. So Monday into Tuesday morning, again, very limited impacts, but there might be some sidewalks that get a bit slick with the icing. So, but by Tuesday afternoon, though, everything is going to be melted. Everything should be a-okay with that because we're going to be in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees Tuesday. So as any snow that falls, it's not going to last all that long. Michelle is saying sledding on Monday and tanning on Thursday. Yeah, sounds like a plan. The sun is going to be out, but maybe tanning Wednesday because there is going to be some high clouds beginning to increase Thursday ahead of our next system that is looking like rain. I think that's what I'm thinking at this point. But again, it is that time of year. Some of the miles we're showing a little bit of frozen stuff. But until then, here is the event that's going to happen tomorrow night. Here's a graph model showing around 2 to 4 inches, locally higher totals being shown. But take this with a grain of salt, though, because this is the 10-to-1 ratio. It's going to be a much lower ratio. European model around 2 to 4 inches. Again, not taking into account any kind of melting or compaction. GFS model. This is the one that I'm looking at because earlier in the day, the past couple of runs had the track of the system a little bit further north, and now we can see our northern counties getting in on some heavier snowfall totals. But notice still most areas in northwest Arkansas only around 2 to 4 inches. NAM model looks pretty similar to what the GFS shows, maybe a little bit more as far as the accumulation. But I still think I'm gonna be going with this. Dan updated this earlier today. I updated it a little while ago, and just thinking mainly 1 to 2 inches in northwest Arkansas. Again, higher terrain areas, 2 to 3 inches. And then further south, really not a whole lot of accumulation. So as far as the impacts from this system, I think there's high confidence there's going to be limited impacts. As far as moderate impacts, low confidence in that. So if you live in northwest Arkansas, could be some slushy areas Monday morning on the way to work and school. Not expecting ice, but definitely if you have to be in the roads, take it slow. And the timing of when this arrives is going to be and it is going to be an issue for the drive to school and for the drive to work, because it's going to be happening. It's going to be coming down at around 6, 7, 8 a.m. So I showed you the HRRR model. Let's see what the graph model shows. And if you have any questions, feel free to speak up, and I will gladly get to it. So here's the HRRR model showing the rain. Here's Sunday, 3 p.m. So it's showing some widespread rain, which I do believe. See, this, I think this is changing over to snow a little bit too early, and that's probably why they have higher totals. Now, notice these temperatures, 35, 36. That's not cold enough for snow, but the model is showing snow. So I think that's a little bit overdone. And as we go throughout the overnight, I think it's going to start snowing around right there, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And then as we head into Monday morning, see, I think this has it leaving a little bit too early. So I do think at this point in time, we're still going to be seeing some precipitation. Amy, will it melt quickly to not cause problems Monday during the day? That is the question. Well, the question is the afternoon highs on Monday. I went with 40 degrees for Fayetteville for the high, because I do think we might see a little bit of clearing Monday afternoon, leading to some little bit of sun, a little bit of breaks of sunshine Monday afternoon, because the northeasterly track of this low, a lot of the models have us clearing out. But keep in mind, though, that usually when we have a system like this pass through, on the backside of it, cloud cover kind of lingers on a little bit longer than what the models show. But I do think that with the nature of this system, with there not really being any cold air in place, I do think that as the system passes over us, I think we might even see a little bit of warming take place when it's snowing. So sometimes that can happen with a setup like this. And because of that, the snow, I don't think it's going to last all that long. I think Monday afternoon, Monday evening, I think it should be pretty good. Again, the impacts are going to be during the morning, and I think it's going to be mainly limited impacts for most people. So, yeah, and I will take the snow over the ice any day. So if you haven't seen the latest watch and warning from the National Weather Service, here it is. So winter weather advisory taking effect tomorrow evening. Now, National Weather Service, the night crew, they're going to get together tonight, and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll probably update this Springfield, they're probably going to include Berry and McDonald County in it. And I think I think it's going to stay pretty similar. I don't think they're going to change it much as far as the Tulsa area for the winter weather advisory. Yep, some people are just hopping on. Quick synopsis, please. Yes, sir. Yep, perfect timing. Winter weather advisory. So we're doing this live because there is some snow back in the forecast tomorrow. And the last time we had a the last time we had a winter weather advisory, we had ice. And this time, thankfully, we're not expecting ice. We're expecting rain to make a transition to some wet, heavy snow Sunday into Monday morning. Now, the timing of this snow is a bit tricky for the morning commute Monday because it's going to be falling down around 6 a.m. And I can show you a model that I think is handling this event pretty well. And it's the HRRR model. So here is right now showing a few showers in the River Valley, which is currently happening. Tonight might see a few stray showers. Here's Sunday, 7 a.m. So if you have plans tomorrow morning, forecast looking pretty quiet tomorrow to start, but then by mid-morning, notice the rain moving in. A piece of energy moves in, bringing some heavy rain to the River Valley tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, brief break in the action. Tomorrow evening, some rain is going to be on the increase, becoming widespread. And then notice that we're cooling down. Notice here is 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. So tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, at this time, the game is probably going to be over. And we're seeing a changeover from the rain to a wintry mix. And when I say wintry mix, I mean rain and snow, no ice. So that is good. So notice as we go forward in time, temperatures are going to be cooling down. So there's 4:30 in the morning, showing a decent amount of snowfall rates in Northwest Arkansas. Now, we do need to have some high rates for accumulating snow because temperatures aren't quite cold enough for high snowfall totals. And considering we're on the backside of this system, not expecting a whole lot of accumulation from most people. The system is going to continue to make its way to the north and east, and as it does, it will take the precip with it. But notice here's 7 a.m. So daybreak Monday morning. It's been snowing in Northwest Arkansas for a couple hours, still snowing during the rush hour commute. And as we go forward in time, snow chances linger until around noon. Now, I do think that we're going to be warming up to above freezing at this point. So I think it's going to be a wintry mix. And by Monday afternoon, I think we should warm up to the 40s. And by Monday evening, we're not expecting impacts for the commute home from work. But on the commute to school in the morning, first thing, on the commute to work, first thing, could be some issues because of the timing of this event. And then all this should exit the area Monday afternoon. But notice the HRRR is keeping us pretty cold with that northwest breeze, and the models usually have the clouds clearing out too quickly on the backside of that system. So here are a few models showing the snowfall totals. Now keep in mind, I think these are overdone because it's going to be a wet, heavy snow. There's going to be a lot of compaction, a lot of melting, and this is the 10-to-1 ratio. I don't think it's going to be a 10-to-1 ratio Monday morning, so I would divide that by 2. JT had a great point. That's a good idea. European model, similar story. Bullseye over the Boston Mountains in Northwest Arkansas. The GFS model earlier during the day, it had that banding of the heavier snow a lot further north. So this model has it moving south. Could be a pump fake though. Don't want to bite on that model just yet. NAM, pretty similar to what the GFS has, maybe a little bit more. Now here is our forecast, the Year Weather Authority forecast. Dan Scoff updated this earlier today. I updated it a little bit earlier. Here's what we're thinking. We're thinking around 1 to 2 inches for most people in Northwest Arkansas. The higher terrain areas, around 2 to 3 inches, maybe more. And then further south, again, it's going to be a little bit too warm. So areas around Interstate 40, going to be just seeing a dusting. Area south, the Fort Smith area, south of that, going to be seeing just a wintry mix of some rain and snow. And as far as accumulation, mainly just on grassy surfaces. So as far as the impacts, again, not expecting a high impact event. It's looking like a low impact event, mainly for Northwest Arkansas for Monday morning. And beyond that, the forecast is looking amazing. So if you have any other questions about this event, feel free to chime in. Been doing this for about 43 minutes. So if there's no other questions, I'll probably end it after the 7-day forecast. So I got to do a few more things tonight before I can go home. And this is Northwest Arkansas forecast. So notice how we are warming up Monday afternoon. All the snow looks to be melting Monday afternoon, especially on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be bright and sunny with a nice warm up. But notice Tuesday morning, it's going to be cold. So any leftover moisture Monday will freeze into Tuesday morning. And then Wednesday and Thursday, Valentine's Day is on Wednesday. You really can't beat that. Mid-60s for this time of year. Just an amazing forecast. Another system moves in late week, giving us some chances for some showers and for some cooler weather. But again, River Valley midweek might even approach 70 degrees Wednesday. Eddie, how much snow? Sorry, I just don't be sorry. That is perfectly fine. Yeah, we got some winter storm. A winter storm tomorrow is going to be on its way in, and there is a winter weather advisory for Northwest Arkansas. I can show you that. So again, if you're just joining, snow is back in the forecast. Now, the last time we had a winter weather advisory, we had an icing event. Now, this time around, no ice, which is good. It's going to be a wet, heavy snow. So tomorrow night, Sunday, 9 p.m., Monday, 12 p.m. That is the winter weather advisory timing. A wet, heavy snow is expected for Northwest Arkansas. I do think that the NWS Springfield will include some counties in this, but they'll probably make that call at around 2 or 3 o'clock tonight. But until then, here's what we're dealing with as far as the winter weather advisory. Here's the radar right now. A few passing showers. Actually, some severe weather is ongoing in West Central Texas right now, and in portions of the Concho Valley of Texas, seeing some severe weather, all associated with a system that is moving in. And here it is. There it is. Low pressure area across Texas. That's going to be making its way in. Now, look at all this energy moving in. So all of this energy, that is our winter storm system tomorrow. Now, the track of the low. Yesterday, it was taking more of a southerly track, more of a Red River track, and that's what we want for higher snowfall totals. But notice how it kind of hooks up to the north and east, and because of that track, I did lessen the snowfall totals from what we had last night. Here's ACRRR model showing tonight, a few passing showers. Here's tomorrow morning, daybreak, looking quiet, going throughout the day tomorrow. Could see some heavy rain tomorrow morning in the River Valley. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers. Tomorrow evening, the rain becomes widespread. And then notice how Sunday night into Monday, changing over to some snow. And notice when that changeover happens. It's going to be happening late Sunday evening. Here's 10:30, starting to see some mixing of some snow and rain. And then especially by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, seeing a change over to some snow. Now, 7 a.m., snow is going to be falling. So as far as the commute to work Monday morning, this event is happening at the wrong time for the morning commute. It's going to be snowing when most people are driving to work and driving to school. But then by Monday afternoon, all that should be out of here. And I think everything will pretty much be gone, especially Tuesday. But Monday afternoon, melting will be well underway. As far as the snowfall totals, take these with a grain of salt. These are not taken into account the melting, the compaction. So I think this is overdone. Around 2 to 4 inches, what the graph is showing. European shows a similar story. GFS. Now, the last couple of runs of the GFS had the track further north. This run is taking a little bit further south, which makes me think that the GFS is making a change here as opposed to what it was showing earlier. But will that happen? It might be a pump fake, so we're going to have to watch. NAM, pretty similar to what the GFS shows. Now, here's what we think. Dan Scoff updated this earlier today. I updated it a little while ago. We're thinking 1 to 2 inches in northwest Arkansas. In the higher terrain areas, around 2 to 3 inches. Areas further south, very limited impacts. A dusting north of Interstate 40 and little to no accumulation south of Interstate 40. So mainly in northwest Arkansas. It's going to be a wet, heavy snowball snow for Monday morning. You might be able to get some really good pictures, but it's not going to last too long because by Monday afternoon, it is all going to be melted by then because we're going to be warming up. And then Tuesday is looking a lot better, upper 50s. Wednesday, mid 60s. So a very nice warm up is expected after this winter weather system makes its way through. Another system late week, but until then, you really can't beat the mid to upper 60s for February. And that's what we're going to be seeing. So I really can't wait for that. But until then, going to have to get ready for tomorrow. I still got to do a few more things here at the station before I can go home. And I'll be back tomorrow to update everybody with this system. Probably do another live tomorrow. Until then, enjoy tonight. Should be pretty quiet tonight. Tomorrow, the rain moves in. Tomorrow night, a changeover to snow is expected. So until then, stay safe, stay tuned, and I'll probably be back on here tomorrow to update you more. Thanks, and have a good night.